Oh, a difficult one. To be honest, I thought today we weren't very, very good at all. I think collectively we underperformed in this game. In our plan and our strategy, we knew they were going to look to build up with the back three, and the importance of obviously looking to try and block the pass out wide to either Hotta or to Shandu. But we didn't apply that pressing strategy correctly. And first 15, 20 minutes, we were always late to every challenge. And they found it very, very easily to play through us and create certain difficult situations for us in the final third. So I wasn't obviously happy with that, and I changed the formation again in terms of our pressing strategy. That seemed to work slightly better, but still a lot of spaces in between the lines, still allowing players to receive and turn, being very, very reactive defensively. And again, like I said, having to soak up a lot of pressure. So yeah, the last 15 minutes of that first half, we changed the formation completely. And I thought we got back into the game the last 15 minutes of the first half, where we created two chances, one with Tassi from a corner that nearly went under Sia's body, and then the shot from Nodada that Sia made a very good save. So I thought we finished the half a little bit better, and I expected a lot more from the team in the second half. Second half again, build-up phase, we looked nervous. We looked like we didn't really want to play through the phases. We started playing the balls long into Tassi. We weren't there to collect the second balls, and again we had to soak up a lot of pressure. But it was only pressure. I don't, Hugo Marx had to make one or two saves, but nothing that was a major threat. I thought there were one or two blocks that we had to do. So defensively, well structured, well organized. But what we were offering ourselves in attack was very little. I don't think Sia had to make a save in the second half. We had one or two corners that caused them one or two problems. But offensively, we were very, very poor this evening. But collectively, I think it was a collective problem. I can't single out any individual. I have to single out everyone. So yeah, slightly disappointed and take the point and run, I guess.
Good evening, Coach Eric, and good evening to all my colleagues as well. Coach, I think you are quite honest, as you always are, in terms of your overview of the game. A bit flat tonight. What is the main reason? Why was Cape Town City a bit flat? And secondly, Coach, Khanyisa Mayo, over the last couple of weeks, he's been a bit of a revelation. How far is he from starting a football match from the onset? Thank you.
I think, we possibly came into this game with a little bit too much pressure, and the players felt that pressure. When I say pressure, winning 3 points tonight potentially could have taken us third in the league. And I think a lot of emphasis has been obviously put on that over the past week. I try to take that pressure off the players prior to the game, saying to them that, important for us to keep a clean sheet. Let's go out there and express ourselves. Let's not be afraid to play. Let's not be afraid to lose, because if we lose, it's not the end of the world. We have 3 home games coming up that we can always redeem ourselves. But I think they felt that, and collectively that pressure might have told its own story. In terms of Mayo, for me, as a striker, I think he gives us a lot more options. He just needs to get a little bit stronger, and he needs to be able to hold the ball up a little bit better. You're correct in saying he scored 2 goals in the previous 2 games. one against Royal AM. And that was in open play, but he was playing as a winger. He wasn't playing as a striker. We brought in Darwin now, and that game, he was a makeshift winger. But now Darwin Gonzalez has obviously got his work permit, so he's the natural winger for us. And his other goal came from a set piece where again, that was an opportunity for him to come on and play as a striker. And I think, slowly but surely his confidence is growing. He's getting a lot better at playing that role. For a couple of years, he was playing more in a wide position, especially at Richards Bay. But I think where he's most effective is obviously as a striker. But there are certain areas of his game that we're obviously looking for him to improve. But he'll get there because he's a hard-working player. He doesn't drop his head. He keeps working hard in training, and I'm sure he'll just grow and get stronger and stronger.
Hi, Coach.
Hi.
On the result. The stature of the Soweto derby and whether it still holds a prime place in South African football since you last coached Orlando Pirates. Is it still as big of a fixture according to you? Thanks.
When you got a full stadium, yes. I think by now we should have been opening up the stadiums a little bit more than what we have. The derby, what's always made the derby special is that you got 89,000 mad Pirates and Chiefs fans, and that's what makes it, the atmosphere, the vibe. You can't replicate that, unfortunately. DStv can't replicate that. We can invent a crowd, but it's not the same. So I think the sooner we can get the stadiums open again and get back to watching what was always a fantastic football match, the sooner the better.
Thanks, Coach.
Hi, Coach. Zara Adams here from IOL. Phillies play the ball at the back there. Can you just tell us what goes through your mind when they do it that quite often and get close?
Yeah, obviously, it's stressful. Sometimes it's very, very stressful. But if you watch the modern game, a lot of time possession, the longer you have the ball, the less opportunity the opposition has of scoring against you. And it's something we obviously work at training in terms of our build-up play, look to play through the phases. Can we get the ball from our build-up into our creation phase as quick as possible? And you rightfully say that tonight we struggled with that and we took a lot of risk that nearly punished us, So have players only human, they are your principles, So our principles are we are a footballing team, we are a team that wants to play out from the back. And I just felt in the second half, I don't know, we didn't do that. We stopped doing it. Second half, we kept going long, and that was a bit disappointing for me because if you are going to go long, you got to be looking to come and collect the second balls, and we didn't do that.
Thanks, Coach.
Can I go? Okay, Coach. You spoke about your pressing style. Can you please explain to us what your initial thoughts was in terms of the first style you used to press? Because obviously it wasn't working.
Yeah, the way we finished when we played them in the first round, the way they play now is exactly the way they played then. Funny that when I played them the last time, I started with a back three, and that didn't work. So we changed it at halftime and we went to a back four. And our pressing strategy was a 4-3-3 in terms of front three looking to press the three centre backs and try and prevent the pass going out to the fullbacks because they are the spare men. And when we did that in the first game at Cape Town Stadium, we put them under immense pressure, and we managed to create a number of chances against them by doing that. And our second half performance in that match was very, very good. So obviously that's what we focused on in training and video analysis. And what we focused on training was looking to press in that formation. But I never put all my eggs in one basket. I always look to both those plans in place today. So the 4-3-3 pressing didn't work, so we changed it back to a 4-4-2. That was also not working, and then we ended up going back to a 3-5-2 strategy. And then I felt we dealt with them a lot better.
Thank you, Ostandi. Coach, generally from where you are and what you've achieved this season, would I be putting you under immense pressure, saying that maybe Cape Town City have underperformed a bit, and is it also, in terms of the outgoings that the club suffered in the general transfer window? Just your assessment of the season thus far. Thank you.
Obviously, disappointment of losing the MTN 8 final. I think we deserve to be in that final. I think we deserve to win the final, if I must be honest, especially after penalties. In terms of our league, it's been up and down. Yes, you're correct in terms of us having lost 7 key players. I'm going to put it, a bit of a cleanup, a little bit of new faces, some new faces come in. A little bit more aspiration from the players wanting to achieve things and win things, and hence what we done. We started looking to bring in new faces. Certain players have moved on to better their careers, and we obviously grateful for what they contributed obviously to the club, and we're happy for them because they bettered their lives, and we can't stand in their way. But yeah, sometimes when you bring in 7 or 6, we brought in 6 new faces, it takes a little bit of time to adapt. But I'm definitely convinced that what we've brought in is more than good enough in terms of its quality. And our aspirations and our goals haven't changed. We're still looking to finish in that top 8. Like I said before, with a win today, we could have found ourselves laying 4th already, so we're not far off. We're not far off. So right now, you could be someone like you that says the glass is half empty. I believe the glass is half full.
Joshua, are you still interested in the final question?
Final question, Coach. I saw you subbed Mbina at halftime. What was your thinking behind removing him from the team so abruptly?
Possibly I put a lot of pressure on the boy. He's young, he's 20. His debut game, Orlando Pirates, away at Orlando Stadium, and I thought he struggled. He got better towards the end of the first half, but I thought he struggled. And I thought, he started dropping his head because he was making a number of mistakes. And I thought we needed to make that change in the midfield so that we could look to try and retain a little bit of the ball. Hence the fact I brought on Mokowane, KG, just to see if we could look to try and retain possession a little bit longer. But I know the quality that Mbina has. He'll play the next game, that I can guarantee you, because of the qualities that I know he has. And possibly I must take it on the chin, having thrown him into such a big match such as this against Orlando Pirates.